Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Solasen, and this is the Untamed Oracle. So, a message is wanting to come in from Spirit today. We have the Star. The Star card keeps coming in, and I just misplaced it. Oh my God, here it is. I have all these cards. So, I have all these decks of cards because this message is strong, and I temporarily lost the Star card. But this card appears after collapse, after disillusionment, after the nervous system has learned how to survive when it shouldn't have to. The Star isn't about you becoming more or you having to now heal something now. It's actually about remembering what wasn't ever broken. And it's actually telling you you have completed something, honestly. So let's pull some cards from the Kipper deck. This is some of the decks that I had confused temporarily. The Lenormand deck. What part of you learned to shine quietly without being seen? What part of you learned? Okay, I'm gonna pull a few cards and then I'll show you what I got here. Okay, I got a few different ones. You can see I almost get like Cinderella vibes. Like you had to work in your childhood, you had to, and I get the family room. Many of you listening and watching were emotionally orphaned early in life. You were left without. You were not always abandoned, but you were unseen. I'm going to pull some more. Unseen. It required strength. You had to go and befriend your inner demons because it wasn't being offered to you as a you weren't being met. You weren't being seen. Yeah, death card. But instead of becoming hardened, you chose empathy. You chose love. You learned how to read people. You learned how to understand, with the Emperor, what made them do what they did. And you learned to attend, with the Page of Cups too, the heart to hearts and not egos. And the Five of Wands. People were in conflict, people around you. You might have come from a divorce. You might have had a community with some of these other cards that I got that required you to kind of be the diplomat with the Emperor card and the Five of Wands. You had to learn how to figure out and gather data points to figure out what needed to be brought to a situation, like a peacekeeper, to bring balance. And you were the one that gave that. So what did you learn about love by needing to understand others first? Okay, I'm going to pull a few. You learned about love. Oh, I got the sun and the moon. You did not become perceptive by accident. This was a nervous system skill. Part of you hoped that if others felt safe, if others felt seen, you might finally belong too. Yeah, putting 10 of Wands, putting the burden down. That's what you're doing now with this Star card, or what you have done with the Star card. Queen of Swords. You became the one who helped others feel less alone. You yourself were lonely. You helped others. That's why you were lonely. You had this rich inner life with the moon, but you were like the sun for other people. And with this healing that you have gone through, and you were always the star, but you're putting the burdens down. You're in a new phase. Yeah, what did this role require me to sacrifice? You had to give up some of your heart's desires. Yeah, what else did it require you to sacrifice? Rest. You're tired. You were tired. You were depleted. You might have had a physical illness that made you slow down and have to rethink how you were doing it. Healing. You might be healing in a healing phase right now. What else did this role of a peacekeeper require you to sacrifice? Forward movement in your life? Because the star, yeah, and moving forward in your life to peaceful waters. You were in the conflict longer than you wanted to be. But the star shows up when a role is complete, okay? So it's not because it was wrong. It's because it has done its job. And you're no longer meant to be the self-sacrificing empath. You're no longer meant to be held back in your path, in your life. You're meant to be a sovereign, discerning one. Where did I get that other card here? You're meant to be this sovereign, discerning one. Okay, so I'm actually going to pull from the Witch's Tarot. What role or identity for you is ready to be retired? What role or identity is ready to be retired? The Five of Wands and the Ace of Cups. So the one that's always pulled into conflict, the one that always has to bring healing to the conflict of others, the one that has to, pour out, be this bleeding heart, pouring love on everything that is conflict. So this is the shift from healing others to now allowing yourself to be met, your true heart, people who can actually meet you there. I think you were just bringing your heart and your sun essence to whatever situations, and it was a matter of survival for a time. But you don't need to do that anymore. So you don't have to tend the room anymore. You can stand in your own light. Okay, I'm going to ask, oh my gosh. And before I ask the next question, I got the Empress. So this is you with the star. I lost my star card again, but because I have so many cards, but this is you. So what does it look like for you, in addition to the Empress, to hold your empathy without self-abandonment? What does it look like? The Chariot, powerful, moving forward, discernment, 10 of Wands, putting the burden down. Like you can now let problems that are not yours, your burdens down and actually move forward in your life with clarity, with discernment. Oh, and I got the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So there's fierceness beneath your softness, power. There's strength beyond the grace. Yeah, the Queen of Cups. But then right under that is the Justice card. You're far more powerful than the version of yourself that you learned to carry. I think people, and I got the Star in this card, in this deck too, and the Empress. So this is a new phase for you. And Spirit is clear about this next phase. How are you being invited to see yourself differently? In addition to you're the Empress. Yeah, it might cause, it's a whole rearranging of how you're used to seeing yourself. I think, and I got this on the bottom of the deck, the Three of Swords. So you are meant to be met. You are not meant to experience heartbreak anymore. Not needed, not leaned on, but seen and cherished and adored. Not for your wisdom, not for your emotional labor, but for you. someone who can actually see you as the Empress, which I got the High Priest. That's like a spiritually discerning individual that can see you. Death card. Whew. This star, this healing that you have gone through, this phase is complete, and you are not the same person. You're not meant to live your life in the same way. So let's ask the final question. What practice, devotion, or creative path will help you return to your true essence? Let's see. Letting go of the past. Walking away, having boundaries, having a new perspective. Taking stock, I'm getting. So for this collective, and this was going to resonate for some of you and not for others, you might need to take a period of reflection time and discernment on what you're building now in your life. What things fill you up? Boundaries. Oh, I got the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So creating a life, a home, a system that's boundaried, that serves you. Sometimes we just take what we can get in our day-to-day life, and we're not, we don't guard our normal routines, our normal living spaces, because we're so busy taking care of others that our day-to-day stuff gets neglected. So the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, kind of telling you boundaries, focus on your own space, your own, where you live, make sure it's harmonious to you, putting the burdens down that are no longer yours to carry. So I guess as far as a practice, it's getting back into your physical, tangible world, making sure your routines are serving you. Like, do you have a bedtime routine? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have a system for eating healthy that supports your body? Do you have a system for exercise and movement? Do you have a system for cleaning your space? Like letting those other people and their problems kind of go and really coming home to yourself and creating, boundaries again with the Queen of Swords. Not getting in other people's entanglements anymore. So you are ready now. The star doesn't rush. It trusts the light, that it trusts that it is light and that it knows how to shine. And when you're allowed to finally exist for yourself, where you don't have to carry other people's burdens, you don't need to get involved anymore, and you're not waiting anymore. You're ready now. So I love this for you. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. And until next time, stay wild, stay sovereign, and stay untamed.